End of the year top 10. Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members, anime fans, and others who stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and as I usually do at the end of the year, I'm doing my top 10 animes of 2015. Now, that does not mean animes that came out in 2015. It's animes that I watched in 2015 that I thought were, the best of all the ones I watched, So, let's get started with that list. As a quick reminder, I'm going to leave a link somewhere on the screen where you guys can go watch the reviews I made for some of these shows, or the playlist for the episode reviews for some of these shows. So, at number 10, I have Listen to Me Girls, I Am Your Father. Now, this was a nice, chill series dealing with the dramas of loss and the way that the adoption system works. And I really like the chemistry between Yuta and the three girls. Especially because of the different dynamics of each of the girls. Sora obviously being the older, mature one, who kind of had a crush on Yuta. Muna being the chill, kind of happy-go-lucky girl, and then Hina obviously the baby. So it was a very interesting, had a lot of drama built in there. It was a really nice show. Now at number 9, I have Naruto sitting there. The main reason why Naruto is this low this year is because, honestly, the filler is really hurting. Now, there were some cool spots here and there, but it was all just overshadowed by the majority of the filler that was just shoved down our throats. And they're still in filler into the next year. And that's the worst part about it. Is like, we've been waiting for the end of the war, the manga's over, and they just keep milking the series. And honestly, I don't even know if they keep this up. I might not even have it in my top 10 next year because it's just really, really bad. It's still gonna be in my top favorites of all time. It's not good right now. Now, number 8, I have Chivalry of a Failed Knight, which is one of the newer series I just finished recently. And don't worry, I will have a review up hopefully next week. And when I get that review up, I will leave the link somewhere on the screen. And it wasn't bad. I liked it a lot. It was a very deep underdog story that kind of showcased why the rating system is not always in favor of the genius, because tests are stupid, and they really are. But it was a nice romance. There was a lot of romance built in there that was actually fleshed out very well, and I really, really liked it. Coming in at number 7, I have One Week Friends. Now, One Week Friends was one of those very emotional, drama-heavy shows that I'm actually super glad I watched. It was it was one of those shows. I compared it to 50 First Dates because it kind of had the same premise, except with friendship instead of love. You have one girl, Cowdy, who forgets her friends every week. And just the build up and the constant support of the cast really, really made this show shine. And I loved the ending, even if I didn't get my kiss. At number 6, I have Plastic Memories, which was one of those surprising shows I was not expecting to even like in the beginning, mainly because of the premise was just kind of weird, but I actually ended up liking it over time, and the romance drama that was built in there really helped out both characters, and I kind of questioned myself. I did see the review again. I regret saying some of the things I did because I kind of understand where the characters stood, where they stood near the end of the series, and it was just a nice time. It really was. It showcased that love is always a hardship that you must overcome. Now, sitting on the number 5 spot is Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, which actually has been doing pretty well this year. Unfortunately, there was a lot of mishaps in the Tartaros arc that I was not too happy with, which is one of the reasons why it just does not do too well. I mean, it's still in the top 5, so you gotta give it that. But for the most part, I honestly hope that coming into the next year we have Fairy Tail Zero, and then obviously the next season, whenever it starts, is going to be a time skip. So I am looking forward to what we're about to see. Hopefully they don't mess it up. the number 4 spot, Pokemon X and Y. Now, the season did technically end. We're going to hopefully be seeing X, Y, and Z somewhere in the upcoming weeks. And I generally had a lot of good times with this season during the year. But there were a couple mishaps, which is what kept it from the number 1 spot. Like I said, I said last year that it was going to be number 1, but Serena's character development has been pretty much shit. Clement is pretty much irrelevant most of the time. And then you have Bonnie's realistically the only thing that's holding the series up. I mean, I will always give Ash his spot, but Bonnie's realistically speaking the only thing that's keeping me in this show. So just saying, Bonnie for the win. Now the number 3 and 2 spot could kind of be interchangeable, but I decided to go with this one because I kind of like the latter a little bit more. So Eden of Agriscience sits at number 3, and oh my goodness, this show had some weird twists and some crazy shit in there, and I fucking loved. Okay, I loved this season. This season, I gotta say, it was vastly superior to the first one, and the build-up, the drama, everything that happened in there just kept building on top of each other. We got to see some flashbacks, we got to see some backstory, and everything was just so intense that it was just adrenaline rush, and it was the craziest and funnest things I've ever seen in a really long time. Now, sitting at number 2, we have Log Horizon Season 2. Oh my goodness, I love this show. I love this show. I really do. Log Horizon is one of my, I honestly have to put it out as one of my favorite shows of all time now because it is amazing. It really is. And this season 2 had so many things. It involved the economy. You had to deal with the way the gold was created in the world. You had to deal with the politics. The politics actually was very interesting. We saw the whole dimensions and how the fact that you can go to the moon, and then how that's their next goal, how there's different servers and people will communicate within the servers. There was a lot of stuff in here that kind of kept expanding the world, and that's what I really enjoy about the series. It keeps expanding this world so that you can basically add as much as you can to it, but it's all so cohesive and it's so great, and I can't wait to watch season 3. As my number 1 pick for 2015 is Nagi no Asukara. I gotta say, I was invested into this show since the get-go. It took me on a journey, guys. It really did. An emotional one at that. And that's something a lot of shows don't get to do very often, because they tend to do this whole thing where if they are like a somewhat emotional show, they try to, put in some comedy in there. But the comedy in Nagi no Asukara didn't feel out of left field, because they specifically put those moments where they needed to go. But if it was going to be something drama heavy or emotional, sentimental, that stuff did not go to a complete halt. It stayed with you and it kept hitting you harder and harder. And I like that. I like the fact that this thing kept pushing me to my limits when it came to my emotional attachment to some of these characters. Granted, there was a lot of confusion with the whole love octagon, but at the end of the day, it was a very emotionally investing series, and that's honestly the reason why I have to say it's my number 1 show of 2015. Well, guys, that is my list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me throughout 2015. I hope that 2016 is even better. And as always, I would like to remind you guys, this is a personal list. This is my opinions. Feel free to let me know what you guys loved during this year in terms of anime in the comments down below. And as always, guys, my name is SoresanCrockxen. Again, thank you guys for a great 2015, and I'll see you guys next year.